Okay, this is my second video tonight. With my last two videos that I did, I think it was the iMac review one, which wasn't really a review, and also the iPod Touch one. I shot those both at the same time, but because YouTube has the 10-minute limit, I ended up having to split them up, which was kind of a pain, I guess. So I wanted to make these two, just record them separately. So that's what I'm going to do. I finally bought a game on the App Store for the iPod Touch, which is cool. I said I was going to get Super Monkey Ball, but I decided to pick up Trism. And because that's kind of what I do, I review games on my blog. I figured I would go ahead and review my first iPod Touch game. So I'm going to show you that right now. Actually, before I do that, I want to say a commenter said, his name was Travis. He said that if I turn the brightness down on my iPod Touch that you might be able to see it a little bit better, which seems to be the case. As you can see, I'm holding it up and you can see the screen a lot better. So thanks for the comment. Keep them coming. I love to hear tips like that. It makes doing this a lot easier. So if you see the icon that my pointer finger right there is right near, it has the three yellow triangles. It kind of looks like a biohazard sign or something. That's the Trism icon. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up. And that's the home screen. Go ahead and click play. Get into a game real quick. Basically, it's a puzzle game. It's kind of like Hexic if you've ever played it. Hexic is one of the free Xbox Live Arcade game that comes with all Xbox 360s, or at least it did. I'm not sure if it still does, but it did when I got mine. And basically, the point of it is, as you can see, there are a bunch of different colored shapes, and you just want to match those up by sliding the pieces around. And as you match up colors, you can get combos and they go away, and some more slide down, and if you match those up, you can get a bunch of points and so on. It's pretty simple, but just the fact that you can do everything with your finger. So I'm going to try to do this backwards, but as you can see, I can move these left to right, and let's see if I can do a diagonal one. See, I just moved that one diagonally. You can also move them diagonally in the other direction. So you can see that all those, I just made a match accidentally, but as I did that, more fell down. Oh, low battery, of course. And you can control how they fall down. So they either fall down like this or like that. And it depends on how you tip the iPod Touch, so the accelerometer knows which way you're tipping it. So you can control which way the new triangles fall down. So you can kind of rack up points that way, I guess, which is cool. Up here at the top, this is a game that I had saved in session. All the way up at the top, you can see that one that has a little red dot in the middle. What that is a bomb. Just like in Hexic, there are bombs that they have a number in the middle, so you have to get rid of them in a certain number of turns. Otherwise, you basically lose. So in that way, it's the same as Hexic. There's also locks on some of them. So like I said, you can move these back and forth, but if there was a lock on one of these columns, you wouldn't be able to move it until you got rid of that lock by matching it up with a bunch of other colors. So there you go. That's just an example of how you can move it a different way. Like I said, it's a lot like Hexic, but one of the features I just mentioned was that it does save your game progress, which is awesome. With an iPod Touch or an iPhone, the nicest thing about playing this is you can just turn it on, play for a few minutes, and then back out. But a game lasts longer than that, obviously. So to be able to save your game and then come back to it later is really nice. I didn't really expect to see that kind of a feature in an iPod Touch game, so I was pretty happy to see it. There are a few different modes. So if I back out, I can show you those real quick. Let me see here. Oh, one other thing. It was a little difficult just because of the way you can move the rows so many different ways. At first, it was kind of difficult for me to wrap my brain around, I guess. I don't know if I'm kind of a simpleton or what, but at first I was like, oh, geez, I can move these too many ways, and I don't think I'll ever get the hang of it. But once you get in your mind the different ways you can move the shapes around in order to form matches, it becomes kind of like second nature. If you've ever played Puzzle Quest 2, it's kind of like that. Only, like I said, you can move it so many different ways. You can move the rows different ways to get matches. So here's the different game screens. I've only played the one up at the top. Ooh, let me go ahead and move this around. Sorry for all that glare. If you see the Infinism, I think it is, right next to tutorials up top, that's the only one I've played so far, but there's also Terminism down at the bottom and Syllogism or something like that. Gotta really work on maybe renaming some of these game types, but I'm assuming the one is like a time attack mode and the other one, I'm not sure what it is. But like I said, there's tutorials to show you everything you need to know about the game, which is cool. Another feature that they have, and if I can find it real quick, this feature is becoming more and more prevalent in games. Seems like you see them in every new type of game, but I'm not even sure how to get to the menu now. Okay, let's take a look here. Okay, so here is my list of achievements. And like I said, these are becoming more and more popular. It seems like every game and every system is getting some form of achievements. Steam, like I just said in my last video, is integrating them. Obviously, Xbox Live was the first people to do it, and trophies on PSN. But now even Trism has achievements. I only have a few, I think 4 right there, and they're probably the easiest ones to get. Stuff like, I don't know, complete your first level or whatever. And there's, I think, 22 in all, which is nice. But obviously that adds replayability, which is cool. I'm looking forward to hopefully unlocking a few more as I go. But basically, that's Trism. What can you say? It was only $5, which is pretty, I mean, not too expensive. Maybe the price of a cheaper Xbox Live Arcade game or a cheaper PlayStation Network game. But I think it was money well spent. When I first, like I said, when I first purchased it, I was like, oh, geez, I don't know if I'll be able to get or wrap my head around this. But like I said, it's become really fun and having a fun time playing it. If you've seen any of my reviews on my blog, I don't give game scores. I try to shy away from that. I'm more of a sort of a casual game reviewer, I guess. I'm not really even a game reviewer. I just say what games I like pretty much and what games I don't. But the way I review them is either I give them a buy, which obviously means I think this is a game worth however much I paid for it. It was a good purchase. I think you should go buy it. I say borrow. I think you should rent it, which obviously with the iPod Touch games you can't rent them, which is unfortunate. One thing actually, while I'm on the subject, I think more game developers for the iPod Touch and the iPhone, basically the App Store in general, should start getting in the habit of releasing demos. Um, it's a great way for people to try out games, and your initial instinct is to think, well, yeah, but maybe if people try a game and they don't like it, we're not going to get more sales. That's true, but at the same time, people are going to look at a game and say, this seems kind of interesting. I wish I could try a demo. And then they'll think, well, since I can't even play it, I would have to drop the however much money, $5-10. I'm just not going to worry about it. I'm going to go play a free game. So really, in the end, I think you're going to get more purchases out of it if you have a demo, because people can see how good the game or how bad the game is, depending on the the game, I guess. But so yeah, buy, borrow, and I know the last part is bury. So bury as if it's a terrible game and you shouldn't even waste your time on it. But I'm gonna definitely have to give Trism a buy. It's only $5. It's a fun puzzle game. It's the perfect kind of game for an iPod Touch or an iPhone. So if you're looking for a cheap game as your first one to try out, go check out Trism. It's great stuff. They even have a website if you want to learn more, and highly recommended. So I'll go ahead and make one last little match here to end out the the video. There you go. What can you ask for more than that, huh? We'll see you soon.